Hi, this is Ron Janish. It's 4:41 in the morning in California on the 20th of April, Thursday, and that means we have over an hour until the market opens. So, New York stock market, that is. Okay, this here was an email that I received from a course member, okay, in our private email group, and this was back on the 12th of March. Now this is going to illustrate what I'm going to be discussing in here in this video, which is using the Andrews techniques. What's the process? How do you do it? Stuff like that. Okay. So basically what happens is, let's see if I can pull this up a little bit. See, he said here on the EUR-JPY, there is more to it though. He said apparently there were these lines, the OR line and these other lines here, these other things were present. And so what happened was he drew his lines and this was the end result. Okay, so let's take a look at what happened in EUR-JPY. Let's see what actually happened in there. After that, let's take a look. EUR-JPY. Slash. Okay, well this was, let's take a look. Okay, well, yeah, let's take a look. This is a 4-hour chart. So this was the 12th up here. Yeah, this was the 12th up here, and he picked off the top rather nicely. And the idea is that since there was an OR reversal in here, and OR is a technique that Andrews came up with that from one of his course members that he considered absolutely golden. That's why he called it OR. So this was the 12th, and this is what happened afterwards. Let's take a look at this on a daily chart. Okay, so here is the 12th, or here's it 12th, 13th, and then down she went. Okay, now what's important here is not that the particular course member we're talking about is an absolute genius at trading. He's pretty sharp. He looks at the course methods and stuff like that. The important part here is the process. Okay, so what he did was, let's take a look. Okay, what he did was he looked at the pattern. He drew his lines. And went from there. So let me show you what's going on right now, right at this moment. Okay, this is what he did, and this is an example of somebody who's been trading for a while. And here's one of several accounts that I deal with, and of course this is a personal account. We're testing out a certain technique, and so what happens is in gold you can see here. Okay, it says GC -1, TF +1, which is the Russell, YM +1, which is the Dow. Okay, so let's take a look at what we're looking at right now. Okay, let's knock that out. Okay, we have positions in some of these things here, not necessarily all. Okay, here we go. Here's the gold. Now this is a daily chart. Okay, so here's your hourly. Whoops, that's kind of messy. Let's take a look at this on an 8-hour basis. There we go. And so let's see, 1290. So that would bring it up 3. That would say that in this account here, this TD Ameritrade account, the other one was a IB account. This one went short over here. Okay, so basically what we did was we looked at the pattern, we drew the lines, and did what we thought was right. Now, what I did for people who are course members was when we were over here, right around this time period here, I sent out a notification that I was looking at the gold and that there are certain things that I was looking at, the pattern. And so I was looking at the pattern, and then of course I draw the lines. And so this helped course members to understand what I was looking at, and I don't want to take the decision process away from them, right? Because it's really their decision to when to buy, when to sell, and which one is their favorite, and stuff like that. Okay. Now remember, TF was the Russell, right? Let's take a look. Okay. Well, there's a bunch of lines on here. Okay. So move drawing, same kind of thing. Let's turn this into an 8-hour chart. Okay. There we go. So when the Russell was down here, 344.10. 344, right around here. Okay. I drew my lines. I looked at the pattern. I drew my lines and made my decision. And here's where we are. Okay. Now, as for the YM is the mini Dow Jones. Okay. Let's take these lines off of here. Okay, so yesterday, this is yesterday afternoon. Yesterday it was coming down, making new lows, just really boom, 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 boom. Okay, so here's your daily chart. I looked at the pattern. I drew the lines. I determined it was near one of the important lines. And then I took action, 203.48. Let's take a look on an hourly chart what that looks like. And 203.48. That would have been about over here. Okay. So this is how Andrews works. You look at the data, look at the chart. Very simple, very straightforward. You look at the chart and you draw the lines and you go from there. Okay. Now here's some other ones I'm looking at. Soybean oil. So, excuse me. So you can see, just ignore this limit thing here because I just put that in as kind of a way to deal with the TD Ameritrade program. I do not, even though there is a limit order down here, I really do not expect it to necessarily be filled. Okay, so over here, if it goes down to 30.88, then, and right now it's 31.92, then my alert goes off. Okay, so at this time, what I've done is I've looked at the pattern, right? And I've drawn the lines and said, no, I think I would find it more interesting as if it went down to here. Okay, so I have no position. See? Let's take a look at hogs. Here we go. Now, July hogs, I'm a little sketchy on this one here because I have this in the July, but I don't have it in the June. So I have to see. But it closed at 71.42. And down here is my alert, 7062. So what I've done is I've looked at this. And as a course member, you can look at this whole thing here and notice the pattern and draw your lines and go from there. And that's the Andrews process. Okay? And what's really kind of neat is that in many cases, if you're a course member to the private email group, what I do is I send out a chart, and I send it out directly to you, not through. I may also send it out to Yahoo group, through the Yahoo group at times, but I send it out direct to the course members because Yahoo can be delayed at best, sometimes a couple of days before they send out an email. Someone, it's just how they are. Okay, so that's how Andrews works. Okay, it's a multi-step process. First step, first process, look at the pattern, draw the lines, and go from there. Okay. Anyway, I thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time.